Hello, welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of This Is Where I Leave You. And they could never, ever tear us apart. The best way I can describe this film is that it has an all-star cast that helps elevate not so all-star material. And that's where we are going to begin this review, talking exclusively about the cast themselves. Jason Bateman is our lead here, and Jason Bateman does what Jason Bateman does. He plays an awkward, uptight, kind of old, scruffy, sarcastic man. So Jason Bateman is pretty much playing Jason Bateman, as we've seen him do in every single film that he's ever starred in. And again, he does it well here. I think he was a very strong casting choice for this lead character who has some pretty rotten stuff happen to him. If you haven't watched the trailers, his wife cheats on him. So he has to come deal with this crazy family amongst a terrible home life situation. And he does do it very well. He plays his character pretty much spot on. Jane Fonda also stars. She's the mother of all the children. And I loved Jane Fonda in this movie. And what I really loved is that her character is kind of kooky, kind of crazy, gets herself into, some awkwardness. And Jane Fonda is game. And that's what I really love. She is really game for whatever the script and the director threw at her. And she pulled it off all very, very well. And I thought she played their mother very convincingly. And she was really a highlight for this entire film to me. But I'm going to go ahead and give the shining star to Miss Rose Byrne. And that's the second time this year that she has stolen the show in a big, strong ensemble cast. She did it in Neighbors, and now she's doing it in This Is Where I Leave You. This time, she plays a pretty small role, a very much supporting character, who is very weird, very quirky, and she delivers some awesome one-liners, and I think she steals the show. She's relatable, she's funny, and I always was just kind of like waiting for Rose Byrne to come back on the screen, and it's really making her one of my favorite actors in Hollywood, male or female, that I look forward to the most. Whenever I see her name on a project, I'm there because she always delivers. And in this movie, I really do think she steals the show. We also have Connie Britton in here who does a serviceable job. She's not given much material to work with, and I think she does great. But that leads me to two people who let down a little bit amongst this all-star cast, starting with Tina Fey. So Tina Fey was funny enough, and when she was asked to be funny, she delivered. She had funny lines. Tina Fey is a funny woman, so we hope that she delivers there. But her character is asked to get really emotional sometimes and cry, and those scenes were a little bit painful. And I really think if Tina wants to continue to cross over to more dramatic roles, even if it is something like this, where it's dark comedy, it's really dramatic, but it's also funny, she needs to work on that dramatic acting. I don't think it's quite up to par. And it was pretty evident here when she was amongst such great dramatic actors who are able to seamlessly flow between comedy and drama. She did the comedy well, and she did some of the more subtle drama well, but once she was asked to really get deep and really cry, it all fell apart for me, and it just felt forced and fake, and I didn't believe it in the slightest. The second low point for me in the cast is a little bit unfair, maybe, and it's Adam Driver. So the reason I say it's unfair is because recently I've just come to realize I don't like Adam Driver as an actor or as a persona. And the problem is he's never able to take me away from that dislike of him. So I came into this movie with a pretty clean slate, and literally, instantly, the moment his character comes on screen, he's back to acting exactly in that persona that drives me nuts about him. So again, he's just always this irresponsible, brash, kind of mess. And just like Jason Bateman, he does play the same kind of character in pretty much everything I see. So he's like the screw-up, the loud, obnoxious guy with a heart of gold. And that character stereotype is just so obnoxious that every time he's on screen, I'm just like rolling my eyes continuously. And in this movie, he is the younger brother that's irresponsible, that's a mess, that's annoying, that's a bad person for the most part, if we're going to be honest, who has like a heart of gold. But we get to see snips of why he's a good person, but it never is convincing. And that's my problem. Even if What If, that I saw a little bit earlier in the summer, he was my least favorite character in that movie, because he played basically the same thing with almost no redeemable qualities. And here again, I mean, he fit the role. Obviously, that's what the role was meant, is to be the irresponsible younger brother. But he just plays it a little too brash for my personal taste, and it just made me not really like the character and dread every single time his character had a scene. So that's never good. But overall, the cast really elevated the material. They made you enjoy being here with them, even in these really awkward family situations. And you just wanted to be in their company, in their presence, and be around them. So even the minor actors really lifted their game for this and brought their A game. So, outside of the cast, the characters themselves, I thought were all caricatures, and that is never good. Dak Shepard is in this movie, and he in particular is a straight-up cartoon. Like, he has no humanity to him. He has no redeeming qualities to him, and he literally is there, and you're just taken out every time he comes on screen, because this could never be a human in real life. This person is just so outlandish that nobody's going to be rooting for him. He's funny, but not in a very good way, because you're laughing at him as if you would laugh at a Saturday morning cartoon. And it's really just distracting. But even people like Adam Driver or Jason Bateman's wife, she had some character to her, but even she was a little bit of a caricature, and I didn't know where to go with them. They all tried to build some sort of humanity into their roles, but it just never works. And I think it's a lot like August Osage County, where people were saying, that Meryl Streep and all of them were just caricatures as well. But to me, they brought humanity to their roles. They made you feel something as you were watching them. And I think all of the heart was just sucked out of this movie. It was funny. It had a lot of funny moments. But when we were asked to believe the drama, when we were asked to care about what was happening to these characters, it all felt kind of hollow. It all felt like a gag, and we were just jumping from funny gag to funny gag with these lulls of drama in the middle. And I think that's where this film really falters. And most of that has to do with character development. Maybe they should have taken out a few of these characters, so we only had 3 siblings to worry about. Or, 2 siblings and the mom or something, so that we could just really delve into their troubles, their stories, connect with them, and move along with just fewer characters. Because it was all just too much. They were all one note, they were cartoonish, and then you never really cared about the plight of any of them, except maybe Jason Bateman, because he does feel like somebody you connect to, but everybody else in the movie is there to service his story. Overall, would I recommend this movie? And I would say I'd recommend it at most for a matinee. It's a funny movie. It has a lot of really funny moments. And as I said, the cast is just a joy to be around in the theater. But it really lacks heart, and it's not a movie you're going to remember a day after you watch it. By the time you go to bed, you're not going to be contemplating what it is that you saw earlier in this film. And that's a shame, given the subject matter. It should punch you in the heart, and it really doesn't even tap you in the face. So that's a little bit disappointing. But I recommend it as a matinee or rental, but nothing more than that. That has been my review of This Is Where I Leave You. I hope you liked it, and if you did, go ahead and like the video itself down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any new videos we post here on the channel. I love you all so much for your support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!